Guns. Love them or hate them, we can't deny their presence in our everyday American life. Gun ownership nearly doubled in the 20th century, and that number continues to increase every day. Gun rights have been a hot topic within our country for decades, and as time goes on, one question remains with gun control. Is it constitutional? There's been much debate on this rather simple question between our two political parties, with Republicans supporting the ideas listed specifically in the Constitution.
America exercise their constitutional right to defend themselves, their families, and their communities. That's a constitutional right.
Democrats interpreting what is stated in the Constitution a little bit differently.
We've got to send a message to elected officials. Vote for common sense gun laws, or we will throw you out.
The Constitution states a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. While it's clear the framers felt there was some importance to guns, it's hard for a modern-day government to decide what a bunch of people in a convention hall meant when they said a well-regulated militia. Is this the whole people, or is it merely a created militia?
I am open and ready to listen and discuss all ideas that will actually work.
The premise ought to be the Second Amendment. It ought to be the Constitution that...
This issue took center stage in our home state of Virginia recently when our governor, Ralph Northam, declared a state of emergency due to a potential protest at an upcoming delegation. Growing up in a small town, we've been raised in the idea that guns are an essential part of life, especially with the sheer number of hunters in our area. The role of guns in our community sparked a lot of controversy when Virginia tried to enact gun control laws. This led to many Virginia counties voting to become constitutional sanctuaries, which essentially means if a law is enacted that they feel violates our constitutional rights, in this case the right to bear arms, that law will not be enforced. Even our county, Isle of Wight, voted in favor of becoming a constitutional sanctuary. To learn a little more about the overall effect of something like this, we contacted our local representative on the Board of Supervisors, Dick Grice, and he had this to say.
You don't have to be in the militia to own a gun. Then the fact is, that's the law. And I'm getting to that, what was just brought up not too long ago. There's been a major move within this state predicated on what's proposed that maybe may be coming, may get passed. There's been a big surge of people that are saying you're infringing on my rights. And they're using the word a sanctuary, county or city. Okay? So it needs to be understood that the Board of Supervisors, which is the executive branch in the county level, right, does not have the authority to tell the sheriff, who is also an elected official, how to enforce the law.
Another problem a lot of people have with gun control is what's referred to as the slippery slope. This is the idea that the more we allow for gun control laws to infringe on a constitutional right, the more acceptable it will become for other rights to be minimized or even flat out taken away. Criminals acquire guns illegally now anyways, so what would limiting the guns do? A buyback of something as simple as handguns would cost the government millions, if not trillions. The solution lies in background checks. If we can expand on the process in which people can acquire these guns, we can stop the terrible acts such as mass murder from happening beforehand. To allow guns to be taken away when it's evident the problem lies somewhere else is a flat-out violation of the Constitution. Regardless of the ending, something needs to be done. Issues like this one have caused a serious separation among the American people. The United States of America cannot go on in this perpetual state of disagreement between the parties, especially considering the negative effects of a divided government. The next American president needs to address issues like gun control in a way that respects the foundations of our country, instead of a branch of power-hungry politicians who essentially act as templates for their own party, making all the decisions. Otherwise, the citizens of this great government machine will become puppets.
And find the courage to answer hatred with unity, devotion, and love. Our future is in our control. America will rise to the challenge. We will always have, and we always will, win. The choice is ours, and ours alone. It is not up to mentally ill monsters. It is up to us.